Stick with me, and we're going to talk about the cryptojacking malware that attacked YouTube last week. Oh, YouTube, you've had such a hard year. So I have an on-again, off-again relationship with YouTube. We're kind of like that couple that breaks up and keeps getting back together. I love YouTube because it is so much more superior than other video platforms out there. It lets you do a lot of cool stuff. And when YouTube's rolling, it's awesome. But they've had a lot of problems last year, and it just keeps coming. So I want to talk to you about this because we've been talking a lot about cryptocurrency on the show. And some of you guys are brand new to that and don't really understand it. But let me explain a little about cryptocurrency so you can understand what's going on with these cryptojacking malware ads that are popping up on YouTube. Okay, the way a lot of value is exchanged or created from cryptocurrency is they run these giant math problems on people's computers. And if you're the first to solve that problem, you get rewarded some cryptocurrency. So like with Bitcoin, you know, if you run what's called a Bitcoin miner on your computer and it happens to win the race of solving this equation, you get a certain amount of Bitcoin an hour. So the idea is the more computing power you have, the better your chances are to earn this cryptocurrency, or the term is to mine this cryptocurrency. So the idea is you want to have as many computers as possible so you have a massive amount of, computing power to have the best chance to win these coins. A long time ago, when Bitcoin was just starting out, I remember, I think it was an email virus that went around that was a virus that would hijack your computer and use a bunch of it to secretly mine cryptocurrency and then send the currency off to whoever developed the virus. So whoever developed this virus, instead of him, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to build computers, he used a little slice of everybody that got infected with that virus. So it ended up being thousands and thousands and thousands of computers all sending information in cryptocurrency to him before it got figured out and shut down. Now that happened years ago, but what happened is this has kind of evolved, and most recently, last week, it struck again, but in a form on YouTube ads. So let me show you this article. All right, so this is an article from Ars Technica. And this is how I found out about it, that this happened a few days ago. So this was 126 when they're reporting on this. What happened was they even include a screenshot of the code. These ads were popping up that look like, what's funny is they look like this. They're computer warning ads, right? Like, that's the ultimate insult. They're ads for protecting you from viruses, but the whole ad was a virus. So it shows up on YouTube while you're watching a video. And the reason they pick YouTube is because why these ads are running, especially me, like I have a long form show. Sometimes our interviews are 3 to 4 hours. Well, that ad can run on and off for 3 to 4 hours in mine and mine and mine. So the ad makers wrote a code into the back door of the ad that used your computer. If you were on YouTube, it used up to as much as 80% of the computing power of your computer to secretly mine Monero, which is kind of like the new dark coin. It is kind of the new privacy coin. And then it sent it off to whoever created this virus. It was the same idea as the old emails, but this time it happened while you were watching YouTube. As you stay and watch hours of YouTube a day, you're secretly mining and tying up your computer. And they were talking about how when this came out in this ad that, people were tweeting and getting a lot of people, to their credit, got virus notifications that was like, hey, these ads here, these click ads, they're full of viruses. So they figured it out pretty quick, and to YouTube's credit, I believe they did shut it down pretty fast in most places, but I think in the article it mentioned some places were on more than a week. Some countries had a lot more hits with it than others. There was a JavaScript provided by a company called CoinHive, and they shuffled off stuff to Monero. So anyway, I'll include the article so you can go read it. This is just a warning to you guys in case you realize that your computer is running really slow and clunky, that you might have been a victim of one of these cryptojacking malwares. So just be aware. Now, I do believe YouTube has solved the problem, but next time, your computer's starting to run like crud and you've been watching a lot of YouTube, maybe you might want to look. Run antivirus software. So that's just a heads up. The downside is it does make the Monero coin look kind of bad because a lot of the shady stuff that goes on happens with Monero because it's a privacy coin. But the flip side is I think Monero is going to be a really good coin because there's not many privacy coins left out there. So I like Monero, but that's just me. So don't let that taint you on the whole thing just because some bad guys use that cryptocurrency. That's all I wanted to share with you. I know normally I do very positive, uplifting stories, but I do feel like this was a warning that you guys might want to know about, and it's timely. It's something that's happening right now. And this stuff happening, I'm sure it can happen to other networks, but it's much more difficult on decentralized networks that run on open source platforms. Like something like Library, you're not going to see these problems happen at Library because everybody would see the code right away. So I am over on these other areas here, these decentralized and other streaming platforms. Come check me out on over there, but I do hang a lot of time over at Library. That's my safest pick if you want to get away from this problem. Also, if you're still watching this and you're on YouTube or any other platform, check out my Patreon because I am trying to be less dependent on YouTube ad money and make my move away from that. And Patreon allows me to do that. For as little as $1 a month, you can sponsor the show so I can keep putting out cool information. Now, if you're brand new to the show, don't worry about that. Just keep watching and click one of these stories that are appearing here. I'll see you guys later, and remember, be nice to that cat.